How you darn? Men Without Flaws, episode 6 coming at you. We got a great one. Talk about stories about the worst times we've ever gotten in trouble with our parents. Talk about a little prep school, sports, and more. But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Cardinal Point Screen Print and Embroidery has hundreds of products for your business, sports team, or function. Upload your logo or start your design at cardinalpointscreenprint.com. My guy Jacob, he's been the best. He helps us out tremendously with all of our shirts. So definitely give him a call even if you have a pro team or if you were thinking about your men's hockey team. He also does jerseys too. So definitely check him out. CardinalPointScreenPrint.com. Gage Pelletier, a member of HYHA family, has been battling cancer. He's going through chemotherapy and recovering from amputation surgery. There's an amazing fundraiser happening right now at CardinalPointScreenPrint.com. You can buy Team Gage hats and sweatshirts in support. So I know I got my Team Gage stuff coming soon. I'm excited to support the cause, and just like the hockey community, it's amazing what they do. They always come together. It's really exciting stuff. And finally, Burger Bar. Use promo code BigTimeBurger with an A for 10% off your next online purchase. Excludes alcohol. Burger Bar, 231 Colchester Parkway, Colchester, Vermont. Check them out. That's my spot. Frontier Burger. Mwah! It's the best. It's made with the same sort of breading that Chick-fil-A has. Dynamite. You're welcome. Also, a little tip. Get the 12-ounce Tito's vodka. It's in a tap. That's dangerous. How you darn. Riley, we got a great episode this week.
Absolutely.
Let's dive right in.
Let's go.
No, I just fucking spilt. Have you ever, the worst part is when you spill on your shorts and it looks like you pissed your pants?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got going on here. And it's not even my fault, too. It was the cat. Or one time in, like, high school, do you ever, prep school, they made you, like, dress up in, like, shirt and tie, even, like, during class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they used to do that in, like, high school for, like, sports, so, like, lacrosse, they'd make you, like, dress up.
Yeah. Every
And
game or whatever. Yeah.
the bathroom sink is at the perfect level for like crotch and dick and balls, right? And like public high school bathrooms are just like soaking wet, right? So,
Always.
like,
Yeah.
anytime you go to like lean in to like wash your hands, biggest fucking wet stain all over. And the khakis too, it just takes like the tiniest drop. And
Yeah.
it just spider webs out and
And for
just
hours too. It doesn't go away.
oh, it's the worst. It's the fucking worst. Or if like I've had this happen where I've had a mishaps on the pull-in after you piss, and then not only do you have the piss on your khakis, but then it smells like fucking piss like the whole day, which is like just the worst.
Yeah.
We used to have buddies that pissed their bed after they drank. It's how about the kid I lived with, right? I won't say his name just because he's a good guy. But every time he drank, he pissed himself, right? So it was like summertime. Everyone's gone, and me and my dad are like back at the house doing like renovations. And I go to lay on his bed. I'm like, I wonder how comfortable this is. I just starfish right on it, right?
Oh yeah.
Straight piss. And it's been like baking in the sun too, because like there's like a little window
Yeah.
right next to his bed, so the sun just like comes in and hits it perfectly. So I was like, I've never smelled. I'm like, I couldn't believe he fucking slept on this bed like an entire year, smelling like piss. That's
Yeah.
the crazy
Brutal.
fucking part. Like I've had the dog piss on my bed. I just throw it away. I don't fucking deal with that shit.
Yeah. That's awful.
And how about this one? So like at the end of the school year, he went to go see one of his buddies in like Minnesota, and because he was staying at this kid's parents' house, he didn't want to like get shit faced and piss their bed, so he bought adult diapers.
Oh my God.
So he would go to bed and just fucking pull these Pampers right up. I couldn't believe it. I saw the bag. I'm like, oh no, he bought these.
What a good guy though,
Yeah, I know. The fact that you wore fucking an adult diaper for like guys with like Alzheimer's.
huh?
Hats off to you. In the cat.
Yeah. The feud you got with the cat.
I welcome PETA. Come into my airspace. I dare ya.
Doesn't he start with the dog too?
Yeah, he fucking bites my dog. So I and the dog like gets terrified, right? So it starts hiding behind me. So I fucking, yeah, I start. I was like, I'm like, if he starts fucking with the
I hear
dog,
him. He's scratching already.
oh yeah, he's a little shithead. How about portable humidor came in?
Yeah.
Thing is sick. It
Is it?
looks like a fucking it's like a tube, right? Leather outside, not a big deal.
Mhm.
A little Spanish cedar on the inside, and digital humidor. Like I forget the name it's called. It's like a Hyro something.
Yeah.
Like tells you like the humidity.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, I just prepped it, got it wet, and fucking you can hold like 7 cigars in it. So I'm like, yes.
So
Every
you're
time I
you're
go play
you're
golf,
you're a professional now?
I'm so pumped. How about so this weekend we played indoor golf. Have you ever done that before?
No.
So it's actually so much fun, especially if you live in New England and like winter just ruins your golf season. So like even though it's indoors and you're on a screen, like if you're itching to play golf, it's like the greatest thing in the world. It's so
Yeah.
much fun, right?
Yeah, that's
'Cause
pretty
then,
cool, dude. People have those things in their house.
oh, so many too, and it's sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like the place we go to, they do like dollar drafts and like it's $20 for an hour per. We did 3 guys, $20. So like
Is it?
it's like $60 for an hour. So if the more people you get, the less money it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, we played, and the best part is you can play on like the world's greatest courses, right? So we're
Yeah.
at the Arnold Palmer Classic. I'm crushing the ball like 275. Probably not gonna happen in real life, but you feel like a superhero. It's awesome.
Yeah. How do you putt?
Putting's the worst thing in the world, but what they do is they only let you putt once. So they'll just they let you putt once, and if you don't make it, they just count the second putt as your another putt, saying like you
Gotcha.
got in the cup. But if you get the ball anywhere within 12 feet, they count that as a gimme.
Really?
Yeah, so it's sick. So so for the we are I'm going over to Gonzo's, right? And the indoor golf place. And so I'm like, all right, I gotta bring that. I gotta get the whole setup right because this is the first time I'm getting all the shit together, like bringing it out of the house for the first time, letting it get like
Yeah.
oxygen, letting the air touch the bag,
Yeah.
uh, and like really just like rich mahogany, touching all that nice little leather on the bag, and before, I used to not care for my clubs. Now I'm like rolling like a fucking blanket out in the back seat. I'm like, I don't want this thing getting scratched at all. So, on my way over, I'm like, all right, I got to do the cigar too because I want to see what it's like. I want to simulate what it's gonna be like playing golf this year. Like, get the
Hmm.
cigar in hand, really chief that thing down, get a nice buzz, see if I can swing. It's so fucking hard to smoke a cigar in the car. I did not know like because for starters, I don't want to smell my car up because like the cigar just reeks and it smells like
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And so I have like the window down. I'm just like puffing it. The fucking ash is like burning holes into the seat too because I didn't
Yeah.
know like how hot it was. So I'm
Uh,
like fucking burning my pants. I'm like this, like trying to drive and shit
yeah.
while ash is just oh, it's so fucking miserable. I did not think it would be that hard to drive in the car. Luckily, I after once I got there, I just fucking smoked that thing on the ground. I'm like, I'm not doing this on the way back. I'm gonna kill
Yeah, no.
myself.
Too much work.
I burnt the biggest hole. I put it in a bag because I thought it would suffocate it, and like you don't really realize like the charcoal is like still pretty hot, even though the
Oh yeah.
outside's like cold. So I put it in a bag to like suffocate the cigar. Fucking dumbass burns a hole through the bag, burns a hole into the seat. I'm like, I'm looking over the seat smoking. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, what a mess,
There's a
dude.
cop over there. I'm like, this guy's gonna fucking never believe this story. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why I'm just like doing this? Like, oh god, I was like panicking the whole time. I did not. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get by this cop. Look, be fine. And then, like the whole time, the fucking seat's just smoking as I'm looking like this way. Like, just be calm, play it cool. Last thing I want is a ticket.
Yeah.
Not about that life.
It's always the last thing you want. It's brutal. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Oh, and It's I don't even then, like, okay, let the cop do his job, but like fuck, dude, it takes like 40 minutes for me to get this ticket.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna miss the whole time at indoor golf.
Yeah. That is the worst feeling ever when you see those lights in the rear view. Oh,
What the fuck are they doing back there for 25 fucking minutes?
yeah.
I want to know. He comes up, asks me for the license registration, goes back there, just fucking sits there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I never know what they're doing.
First time I got a ticket, I was in prep school and I always call my mom because, you know how it goes with the dads. They snap pretty quick. So I always call my mom and I couldn't really hide it from my father because he was right next to her, I guess, when I called. And he was so rattled, man. He drove up the next day, took the car back home, didn't have the car for like a week or two. He was so rattled. I was so rattled. Guy actually made me get out of the car.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he made me get out of the car because I was with like one of my buddies. He was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I respected it. He like, pulled me out of the car just because he's like, I don't want to embarrass you or anything like that. But nothing I could really do here. I think I was going, you know how the roads are in Connecticut. They're really dark at night and stuff. And there's no one on the road. We were coming back from a split season game. And that was going pretty fast. I don't remember how fast, but there was really no getting out of it. And I had like my uncle's like PBA card from the NYPD, and I
Oh,
was just like too scared to. I was like too scared to give it to him. You know,
yeah.
I was just too scared. I was so scared.
What's the worst you've ever
But
gotten?
yeah, there's no getting out of that one. That was tough. That's the only one I've ever gotten.
Really? What's the
Yeah.
worst trouble you ever gotten with your parents?
Um.
I have a couple good ones right off.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't even do
like
anything.
when I was at school, like, oh yeah, this is actually a pretty good one. Like when you're in like, at the school I went to, like, at the gunnery, like you needed to be clean shaven all the time.
Oh yeah.
So it was like my senior year. It was like it was like the fall term, I think, and like I was getting dinged like every day. Like teachers would see me like across the quad, and I wouldn't. They could like see like the scruff on my face. And there
Sniping.
was this one teacher. I'm not gonna say his name because he really is a really good guy, and like I really liked him. He was one of my teachers. But he was just like real old school. He was an older guy, and like he used to see me like I'd be walking like back into my dorm, like not even like in class or anything, just like going back into the dorm. Like it'd be like after the school day was over too. It'd be like come back from like the gym or whatever, and I look on my phone. I get the discipline email. You received 1 point for like from like across the quad. This guy would get me. So
20/20 vision. You guys got
yeah.
binoculars.
Oh, he used to snipe me all the time, and so like long story short, we have like fall like family day, right? And like doing all like the teacher conferences or whatever. Like you walk around the gym, all the teachers are all set up and they talk to your parents. They let your parents know how you're doing or whatever. And every single teacher, yeah, Riley's doing really good in class, but he's never clean shaven. And it's gonna catch up to him because like they're not big infractions, but like
Yeah.
once they add up, like you get on a form of discipline. Like
What does
if
it
you're
work?
caught
You
with
know, like a certain amount of points makes you
yeah, so you get like discipline points and like certain points like are more and mean more. I don't
kind of
know.
like Hogwarts, but
Yeah,
reverse.
dude,
You get
seriously.
punished.
So, dude, I'm seeing my dad's face and he's just getting redder and redder. And we call it like in my family, he's got we call him venom glands, right? So like his like jaw is like
See,
flaring. I'm like, oh my
see them.
God, this guy's really gonna snap. He's gonna snap right now. And we get outside and he's like, come here, let me talk to you. And we get in the car, right? We were going to get something to eat, or whatever. And he just exploded on me. Exploded. How hard is it to shave your face? It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. You look like a homeless person. I don't understand. How hard is it to shave? Just exploded on me.
Ah,
And I mean, yeah, I mean, I was like, are you serious? Like, you're that mad that I'm not shaving my face? I mean, it's really not a
I,
big deal. It's not
I
like,
thought we were friends.
yeah, like, I thought you like, because actually, you know what I did was like he sat like I was in the passenger seat. He
Shave
was in
my
the driver's
pubes.
seat.
Does that count?
Yeah. So I sit down. I kind of knew he was pissed, but I didn't know how pissed. So I was kind of like, how about these guys giving me problems about not being clean shaven? And I thought he was gonna be like, yeah, like what a joke. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And he just exploded on
He
me.
just took their side.
Yeah. Yeah.
dude, like
Yeah.
what? It's fucking. You
Yeah,
should
and that
see
was like the
my
running
guy
joke
there.
like all year. Like the dean of students, she was an awesome person. She took really good care of us, and I used to like text her. Like I'd get points, I'd text her. I'd be like, "Can you take those away? Like it's ridiculous at this
What's it gonna
point."
cost to get this thing
Yeah,
wet?
like this is unbelievable. Like I'm going to detention on Sundays now for not being shaved. It was just getting ridiculous, but that was a running joke all year. You know, like I literally I'd walk into like we'd have like formal advisor lunches on like Tuesdays and I think Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been in school, but I'd walk in and she would just be standing there pointing at the door because I wouldn't be shaving. She'd be like, "Go back,
Go back
go
out.
back." So then she literally, I would miss like 30 minutes of lunch because I have to go back, get my razors out, shave my face. You're trying to go fast. I got
Just
cuts all over
cutting
me
the
now.
shit out of your face too.
Yeah, just I come in, I'm bleeding. I got
He's
pulling
just
a napkin against my face, trying to get my food, get to class. But
oh.
yeah, my dad was pretty hot about that.
Oh, speaking, you want to hear? So my brother went to Choate, right?
Yeah.
So Choate's like a little bit past Hartford, Connecticut, right?
Yep.
So
I know exactly where it
our
is.
house to Choate, it takes us about 4 hours. So my brother's 8 years older than me, so I was really young when this happened, but I remember this so vividly. So we drive down to go see my brother's game. I forget what sport it was. It was either like football or hockey because it was like right in the fall season.
Yeah.
Or like maybe lacrosse. I just remember there was grass, right?
Yeah.
So we get all the way down there. My dad sees, so at Choate, you could live in the dorms, but then like when you get to be an upperclassman, you can kind of like live with like a professor at the school or something like that. I forget, but so so we so we get to the campus, right? We're like kind of like doing the big lap through the dorms, like gonna
Yep.
finish at my brother's spot. And my dad sees one of the teachers. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And the guy just goes, shakes his head, and right there, I knew we were fucked. And
That's not a good sign after a 4-hour drive to go see the
when
brother.
when a teacher just goes, yeah, right there, I go, oh fuck. So my brother gets caught drinking right at prep school.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my dad literally laid into him, turned around, got in the car, and we drove all the way
All the
back
way home.
home.
That's
4
classic.
hours.
That's classic, dude.
8 hour road trip. And he was like, my brother had to like call up and like to apologize. I'm like, dude, I don't really care. This is so awkward.
How mad was your father the whole way home too? Probably didn't say a word. He's probably going at 90 miles an hour. My dad's pissed. He's got a lead foot, man.
Dude, it's just silence for like 4 hours.
Silence. The only thing you hear is the engine revving.
There's not even a radio on.
No, it's silent.
You just look straight. Just in your head, you go, ah, fuck.
Yeah.
There's so many other places I'd rather be right now.
Oh
You're
my
doing the
god.
calculations in your head. You're like, ah, fuck. So how many days of shit am I looking at
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
God.
classic. I got another good one for you. Oh, no, you're gonna love this one too. This is a really good one. So I was playing lacrosse. I think it was my junior year, in the spring, and I was playing. I played lacrosse in high school too, in prep school, and so spring family day, kind of same kind of deal, right? And we have a home game for lacrosse. So it's kind of a big deal. Like all the parents are there. I got a pretty decent crowd. So my dad, my mom, and my grandparents made the drive up because my brother was going to school with me. I think it was his first year. So we're playing lacrosse together, and it's me, Cole, and one of my other buddies, one of my best friends. He's my roommate on the same attack line. And like for some reason, man, like me and lacrosse just like didn't go. Like I was pretty good at it. I had fun with it. Like I loved playing in games, but like I just like I couldn't. I would just get. It's not hockey, man. Like you
Yeah.
can't. You
You're not
can't.
getting into it. I just fuck around.
Yeah,
Like lacrosse, I look as like my fun sport. Like I
yeah,
don't
but
care what happens. I'm
like you
out here to
can't.
get a nice arm tan and just fuck
Yeah,
around for a
yeah.
couple
Like that's
hours.
what we used to say. Like I'm out there for the pictures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta have nice style. You gotta look good. You're outside. It's nice out. But so they come down. and we're playing some like brutal team. I don't remember what team we were playing, but they're brutal. And they have like all football players on their team. And
Oh, that's the worst.
yeah, so mind you, my grandparents and my parents are, and my girlfriend at the time was there.
That's
So I have like we have a bunch, I have pretty decent amount of people coming there to watch me and my brother play. And so whatever, game's going, it's going pretty well. We're beating up on him pretty good, and like this kid is just hacking me and hacking me and hacking me, and I'm just like I'm getting fed up with it, man. Right? So, and like in lacrosse too, like chirping's frowned upon. Like just like you can't do that kind of stuff. Like
yeah.
the coaches, like my coaches were just like
Dude.
I would say stuff
Oh,
sometimes.
actually, I have a bone to pick with you and Gunner and chirping. Wait, after you're done, you're gonna piss your pants to this story.
Oh yeah. So like I'm just letting this kid have it. I'm in his head, dude. And this kid's pretty big. He's a football player. He can't even cradle the ball, right? This kid. And he's
Yeah.
a midi. So he keeps coming down. He's coming down below, like below the behind the net, and he's like trying to run me, right?
Yeah.
So he fought my brother. I throw the ball to my brother and I start going to the net. And this kid, just like a missile, buries my brother, right? So now I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm hot now. I'm like, all right, this kid's done, right?
Yep. Going for
So
blood.
so I picked the ball up because my brother got dummied. He's on the ground. He's no idea where he is. I picked the ball up and I just run at this kid as hard as I can. And I go to goal dodge him. And he hits me in the head. I spin off him, and my brother gets up, pass to him back door, tuck, scored a goal. Like the play's over, and I'm not done with this kid though, right? So I get up right in this kid's face, and I'm beaking at him, and he like goes to push me, and I don't know what came over me, dude. I headbutted this kid as hard as I could, as hard as I could. I headbutted him,
Yeah.
and I sucker punched him as hard. His helmet, Sammy, was on his face.
Sideways.
Yeah. So I get tossed out of the game. I'm cursing at this kid. I'm going crazy. And I just see my dad. He's up on the hill by himself. That's what he does. He's one of those dads. He's got his
He's
always stand by
solo.
himself. And
Watches the games.
yeah, and like mind you, this guy knows nothing about lacrosse, right?
Yeah.
But he's just so competitive, right? So I look up because I knew he was gonna be pissed. He's standing there and he's just shaking his head and he's just walking to the car. He's just walking to the car. So we have to go home after this. Like we're on like a long weekend. I get back, take my stuff off, whatever. I go in the car and I'm like, "What do you think of that game? Did I like that?" Like me and Cole like ripped it up, had a bunch of points, whatever. He looks at me, he goes, "I can't tell you how embarrassed I am for you right now. You look like such a fool, explodes on me." Now my grandparents are in the backseat of the car, and my dad is this close to my face, screaming at me, just giving it to me. So talk about a bad ride home with your father.
Oh.
Me, my brother, my mom, my dad, and my two grandparents are in the car. Not one word was spoken the entire time. All I have to see. So I think that was the last time my dad ever came to watch me and Cole play lacrosse because
Just
we had a couple more of those events. In
you
my
just
senior
can't
year
do
too. Cole was always getting buried, dude. He got buried by the goalie one game.
Oh God.
Got buried by the goalie, and this was like my senior year too. And this is like I was just so checked out, wanted to graduate.
Yeah.
My fifth year of high school, I'm done.
Yeah.
Cole gets buried. I'm like perfect opportunity to get thrown out of the game. I just sprint at this kid. He's got his back to me.
Yeah.
Buried him from behind. Helmets off. Yard sale. My own teammates were chirping me. They're like, "What's wrong with you? You're crazy. You're out of your mind." I think that might have been the last lacrosse game I played because the rest of the year I
Like
was on
we
the bench.
can't have you out
Yeah,
there.
I was mentally unfit to
You're
be
a
on the
danger
field.
to the kids.
Yeah, but
You're
yeah,
headhunting.
yeah. What do you got for me about gunnery, dude? What's going
Oh,
on?
so my little cousin plays softball, right? And she's pretty good, but her prep school team's just god awful. So
Yeah,
she's in ninth grade on the varsity team, and it's oh fuck, what's that school that's right in Boston? It's a day school.
Roxbury Latin.
No, the other one, Thayer. Is it Thayer Academy?
Thayer's one of them. You got
Are they
Thayer, Rox.
orange? Is their logo?
Yeah, Thayer's
Yeah.
orange.
So
Yep.
it's Thayer, right? So she goes to Thayer. She's like varsity as a ninth grader, and their team's playing Gunnery's women's team, which is nasty, right?
Yeah.
Like they are studs. They have like D1 players. Those girls are unbelievable. So obviously Thayer's getting pumped, right? And it's right around the fifth inning, so we're really hoping this thing sort of wraps up. It's about 22-0 at this point,
Yeah.
right? So the fucking gunnery girl, she's still taking her sweet. You know how like pitchers take their fucking time in between pitches,
Yeah.
right? So my uncle's looking at the fucking watch. He's like, dude, he's like made like a reservation for like the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yeah.
So he's looking at his
Yeah. He
watch.
wants to get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at his watch. Well, for starters, when the game's like 24-0, those innings are like 40 minutes
Yeah,
apart,
dude.
right?
Everyone's hitting bombs.
Oh, it was like those. Hats off to that women's team. They're nasty, but like Jesus Christ, like innings are taking an hour and a pop just to get three. There's no fucking mercy rule. It's like
Yeah.
10 runs later they
Yeah.
mercy you.
It's like watching paint dry, dude.
Yeah, so as soon as it starts getting to that, you're like, oh fuck. So my uncle goes, pitch your pitch. Like he's just like so fed up with this girl like taking her time. He's like, he just yells it like under his breath. He goes, pitch your pitch. And after the game, the women's coach came over and just started yelling at him. He's like, hey, next time, why don't you keep the comments to yourself?
Couldn't let it go.
Yeah, he wouldn't let it go. He like yelled at him. He's like, what? He's like, all I said was pitch your pitch.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Couldn't believe it.
We
Right?
had a lot of problems, man. Like this is a great one too.
Is this that? Do you know that guy? Is he a big old?
I'm trying to think. It was a guy.
Yeah, he's like there.
Yeah, when I
The
was there, and I
craziest
was
part is he wasn't even close to our side, right? Like he was on the farthest side ever.
yeah,
Like no one could hear. He said it under his breath.
he had rabbit ears.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. When I was there, it was there were women coaches. So I mean, I'm sure it was one of the teachers that's still there. But I just don't
yeah.
know. I don't know which one it could have
He was
been.
laying down the
at
law. But
that time.
speaking of bad stories, though, actually, no, I'll save mine for another time because Jesse's was so good.
No, we were playing against Berkshire. I don't know if you ever been there, but they're like
Didn't
super
they got a new rink, right?
brand new. Yeah, like pretty recently.
Is it pretty sick?
It's unbelievable. Nicer than most college rinks, man. I love playing there. It's Olympic sheet too. It's perfect.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, dude. It's a great spot. So
Do you
we're
ever play
playing
at Exeter's
Berkshire.
rink? Sorry to bring this up.
Exeter? Is it like Exeter's ring?
No, but have you played at Exeter with the two
Yeah, I've been at
sheets?
Exeter. Yep.
I love Exeter's setup.
Dude,
That thing's
Exeter is
sick.
nice, but it's like I feel like it's got like a jail feel to it, bro, with all the cement and everything in there, dude.
It looks like a Soviet Union like
Yeah, dude.
fucking
Very dark in there.
Olympic complex.
Yeah,
Like
seriously, dude. But yeah,
it looks like
they have
a
a dope setup.
fucking bunker.
Yeah, I love playing there. We used to start our season there. We played like a little jamboree up there every year. It was great. I loved it
Did
up
you ever
there.
play Trev and Solon and those
My
guys?
my freshman year, they were all there. Greg, Trev, Dev, and Solon. They were all there. Solon was sick, dude.
Yeah, he's got nice hands.
He was the only kid in New England that wore a white cage in prep school.
Yeah, and still can take the chirps
Yeah,
and back it up.
you couldn't even chirp him. You know, he would have 4 points a game. Man.
I swear he does this just to rattle people. Like, because you remember at the camp, he'd always wear that fucking. His CCM skates were taped on.
Yeah.
And he still was nasty. The guy
I
had
think he
one
wore 'em in
skate.
college, though.
What?
I think he was wearing those same skates in college, dude.
I don't know how he does it because no, he had one. That thing was literally duct taped on, and I
No,
still
dude.
couldn't believe he had
And
better
he's
C cuts than me with two good skates.
But yeah, no. Anyway, so Berkshire, we're playing Berkshire, and we're dummying them. I don't think we ever. I mean, we might have lost to them a couple times, like 1 or 2 times when I was there, but usually we'd beat up on them pretty good. And we have this big kid from Miami, this kid Nico, personality of the team, great guy, love him. And he gets into like a little scrum in front of the net, and him and the kid are beaking, and they had a woman in the penalty box that was doing the door, and there was
Yeah.
like 2 like female students. So they're jawing at each other, and Nico is like calling the kid, you know, some words that that women don't find too fond, you know.
Oh yeah.
And so the woman's freaking out. So like, I look over and like the woman is like screaming at him now, like, screaming at the whole rink because like they didn't really get too many.
Was she like a student or was she like a teacher?
No, this was the lady. She was doing the clock. She was like a teacher, right?
Oh, that's so funny.
She's like, say it one more time, see what happens. And I guess he did, or he kept going. Like he kept going at the kid. So we get back to school, and the athletic director is waiting in the rink when we got back. So we're like, "Oh boy, here we go."
Shit.
Yep. So he's like, "You guys, before practice tomorrow, I got a meeting with the athletic director and the head of school. The head of school came to talk to us, right?"
Oh, he's probably the biggest hard out too.
Yeah, yeah. So he's we're in there, and he's telling us, you guys, when you're out there, he's giving us the whole nine about,
Yeah, you
you
represent
represent the
us.
school, yeah, all that. How it is. I'm sure you've had those conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know him too. I'm not gonna say his name, but you know him from Elite, and it's not Pelly, it's the other one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was our captain, and we're
Jesus.
all we're all sitting there just getting reamed, right? At the end, the head of school goes, "Anyone have anything to say? Any questions, whatever?" Because he was basically telling us if it happens again, it's gonna cancel the season. Like it was a big deal. It was ridiculous, totally blown out
Yeah.
of proportion. Um, and he stands up, our captain. He raises his hand. He's like, "Let me ask you something." And we're all like, "Oh no, this kid, he's
Fuck.
got no filter, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Have you ever?" He asked the head of school, "Have you ever played a contact sport in your life?" And head of school goes, "I played tennis and soccer." He goes, and he goes, "Exactly. So you have no idea what it's like to be out there." He's like, "I got guys running around skating at me at 100 miles an hour, telling me to go fuck my mother, and I can't tell him to go fuck himself." And all of us were just like, "Wow, did he really just say that?" Our coach was
Legend.
in the back of the room, beat red, like beat red. But I mean, like he had a point, man. It's just all part of the game. I mean, people, if you like it
Yeah.
or not,
And of course, the guy that plays tennis and soccer doesn't know
is the
it.
one giving us the talk. Yeah. So that was unbelievable. I'll never forget that, dude. We went back in the room, dude. I was laughing for days about that, dude. Guy
Yeah.
had no idea what to say. He was choking on his words. He had no idea what to say to that. But
I was captain of my squash team.
yeah, yeah. So that was pretty funny too. And that got everyone going though, because then everyone started beaking at the guy, and the meeting was
Yeah.
basically very unsuccessful.
Yeah, you just
We were
can't
the boys took
give
to the
lighter fluid like that. That's fucking detrimental.
yeah,
All negotiation power is now on your side.
absolutely. But
Just dragging your nuts over this
yeah,
guy's
dude, it
head.
was crazy. I mean, and I love him for it though. I mean, he has a point, right? I mean, on a serious note, like this is part of the game, man. If you like it or not, that's just how it is, man. You hear what these guys in the NHL are saying to each other, it's incredible.
Oh yeah, fuck this, fuck
Comedy,
that,
dude.
fuck you, fuck you.
Comedy.
It's
I don't remember
comical.
who it was. Someone went at it with Skinner the other day. Did you see that in the penalty box? And he looked at him. He told him, "You're the most overpaid player in this league." And he said to Jeff
Oh,
Skinner,
they're so ruthless in the NHL with
"Ruthless,
their chirps.
ruthless." Or like Matt Martin telling Drew Miller to go dye his hair. It's a classic.
Oh, he's like, go back. They always just say, go back to the minors.
Go back to the
Everything
minors.
just
Yeah,
ends with the minors.
yeah.
He goes, who the fuck are you, buddy?
Or like Austin Matthews. That's one of my favorites too. He good looks at the nameplate in the preseason. He's like checking the guy's nameplate, basically saying, "Who are you, guy?"
I saw what did you the Babcock stories just so gutless
Oh, godless.
with Biz
Uh,
Nasty's friend. He's like,
yeah, did
oh
you hear the one about Tortorella too with Brad Richards in New York?
no, what happened?
Oh, this is great. So like Tortorella is obviously old school guy, and like all the guys with protein and creatine and pre workout and all the all the stuff.
Oh yeah,
He walked past. I guess he walked past Richards' dry stall, and he had all that stuff in there. And he
yeah,
comes in the locker room, and it's him and Callahan were just sitting there, like taping their sticks, or whatever. And he's like, "Richie, what's up with all the potions in your dry stall?" He called them potions. And Callahan, like, obviously was getting Tortorella going. He's like, "Yeah, that's why he hasn't scored in 9 games or whatever." So like, fast forward a couple weeks later, Torts walks in the locker room, and Callahan's like, "Torts, he still got the potions in his dry stall." And so Richards turns around, he goes, "Yeah, you think that's bad? Callahan's having a baby during the playoffs. What do you think of that, Torts?" And Tortorella went off. He's like, "There's no having babies in the playoffs." He's like, "It's a total distraction." Like, started freaking out, and they're all laughing about it. But that guy's
not
great.
bad. He's a
He's great.
psychopath, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta ask. I would love to know because fucking Nyquist, he's with
Yeah.
he's with the Blues or yeah, it's
No,
no
Blue
Columbus
Jackets.
Blue Jackets. Yeah, He's with them, so he must have some great inside scoops. His brother used to coach at Colby. Did you know
Really?
that?
I did not know that.
My brother, during his recruiting visits, um, he actually had his one of his visits was with Colby College, and Tortorella's brother was the coach. And this was
Yeah.
like when his brother was with the Bolts, and they're like winning the Stanley Cup. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But
That's awesome.
they're New England guys. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they're mascots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these guys' uprisings are so fucking wild. Like how they get to the show, and like some of them are like the biggest beauties ever.
Yeah. It's crazy.
How about speaking of fucking diet shit? So TB12 diet, I'm on it right now.
How you doing? How's it going?
You feel good.
So explain a little bit. Like what's it all about, dude? What like is it meals? Is it powders? What is it? What are you doing?
Just basically just trying to eat as natural as possible. That's like a lot
Oh,
of
it's like a guide.
yeah, kind of. It's
Like
just tells you like
they don't actually send you like food.
you can do that. They can do that. They have like powder they can send you. I have like the little electrolyte shit. Uh,
Yeah.
well, the original one tastes like pure cum, right? It's shit. It just tastes so fucking gross. But they have flavors now. Like pineapple's pretty good, and like you just put it in your water, and it's pure natural. It's like it comes from this special. I know it sounds so fucking cliche, like every other mystery water, but it comes from like this special place with like it's like mineral water. It just you add it to your water, and it like increases its pH balance because
Yeah.
with like that lactic acid shit. You know, have you heard about that? Like
What?
you want to drink water with like a higher pH, so that way when you work out and you start to build up lactic acid, you don't have it as bad
No, I
because
did
you
not
have
know.
that higher pH. So it's like on a pH scale, you have your base, you have your acidity, and then you have I don't know what the other thing is. But lactic acid is when you get your muscles tighten up. That's where you're going all the way to the acid side.
Yeah.
What you do is you drink water with a higher pH to counteract that. So that
Gotcha.
way, when you work out, you're not gonna get those fucking cinder block legs because you have
Yeah.
all that high pH balance in your bloodstream. And then the other crazy part is, if you hydrate enough, you don't get sunburn
Really?
because your skin's just so moist. And as that's what she said, but but yeah, you're like Tom Brady says he's never put sunscreen on just because he hydrates all the time. It's fucking the diet. It's fucking crazy. I mean, obviously it's working because the guy's got seven Super Bowls later and still throws the arm like a 26-year-old. But like, I get it. It's basically, all you're doing is you're limiting your lactic acid and you're just reducing your inflammation and you're increasing your flexibility. Because if you have you ever seen him in person?
Tom Brady?
Yeah.
No.
He's built like a fucking yoga instructor. He's like no muscle on him. He's so tall. So my aunt has season tickets, right? 10 rows up, right where the Patriots come out of. So I see all the players. Like I'll go once a year. So like Edelman will come by. Every once in a while I try to make him laugh. Like I'll talk to him like they stop by and they give you gloves and shit.
Yeah.
Tom usually goes right by. He's all business. Straight by, no high fives. And then on the way back kind of gives you a little nod, but yeah, he'll walk by you. He's built like a fucking yoga instructor. I made Nikhil Harry laugh. That was probably one of my
That's a
highlights. That
highlight.
and Patrick Chuck, because I just like everyone's calling their name, right? So you might as well say something super fucked up that's gonna make them laugh and get their attention. So that's all I just do. It's just like real fucked up shit, and they always come by. They're like, because like everyone's like calling them like Nikhil, give me some gloves, shit. I don't know. I just say some terrible stuff. I can't think off the top of my head. I'm too.
Oh, I can only imagine. I can
it,
only imagine.
it's pretty funny. If you can get Nikhil Harry to smile and come towards you, you gotta say some pretty terrible shit.
That's hilarious, bro.
But yeah. So TB12 diet, right? Basically, all you do is you reduce your inflammation, which causes like soreness, like all that pain, and it like will help prevent injuries. and then you hydrate. Like, so you take your body weight, you divide it by two. That's how many ounces you're supposed to drink a day, right? And then the food portion is all nightshade. So it's all dark green vegetables, carrots, very little tomatoes, bananas, high potassium, like lots of fruits and veggies. And it's all just like, um, he basically says, like, if you don't have to eat organic, but if you eat locally sourced food, it's the same thing because locally sourced food shelf life doesn't last as long, and no
Yeah.
one wants to go through the hoops as organic food. So like you can eat that shit, and it's pretty cheap too. So like so basically all you're eating is fruits and veggies and just like very light protein. Basically no meat. It's pretty much like a vegetarian diet, right?
Yeah.
Your shit is never brown once. Every poo is green. It's the fucking worst. I look like I fucking shit a salad every time I go to the toilet. It's fucking with my head. So I got so scared because I thought something was wrong with me. I WebMD, baby. I got right on there. I was like, yep, if you're eating a ton of vegetables, I'm like, yep, that checks right out. But yeah, you'll never gain weight. It's just like you sit right on the toilet, just right out, all green. It's just, you're like, fuck, is it the worst?
How long you been on this?
Like 2 weeks. You'll go through a body cleanse where you'll it's like fucking the demons just coming out of you
Yeah.
because it's just getting rid of just all the fucking years of
No more
horrible,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
yeah, horrible abuse with Bud Lights and wings and fucking like onion rings. But I mean, the guy is like what 47,
Yeah.
so hopefully I'll play sports forever with that diet. I mean, that guy keeps getting better and better and better every fucking year. It's crazy, and you might even win again.
Oh, it definitely will.